Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and I'm really getting tired of my own bullshit. I try to not say anything online if it's not going to be useful or positive or beneficial in some way. And today I have some things to say that are going to be shocking and painful for a lot of people, but I think it's necessary to discuss them. Recently, I reconnected for a short time with a woman that I used to know from the past, that we were both in toxic relationships with Asian men in the past, and then we drifted apart. So I was kind of curious to see how is she doing, because she was a person that I considered very intelligent, and she had a lot of interests that I was also into. She's also a writer, so we reconnected on social media. And then she told me she's dating a guy who is like 10 years younger than her, or 9, I don't know. And I'm the last person to judge about age gaps. As long as you're both consenting adults, you can date whoever you want to date, and that's my opinion in general. But then things started to derail, and they started to be extremely triggering, and this woman treated me very badly and unfairly. So I gave her some time to see if she's going to reach out to apologize for her horrible behavior. She didn't. So I'm going to spill some tea here, anonymously of course, so we don't share anyone's identity or privacy. Long story short, this woman is actually kind of paying this guy to date her, that he demands she's paying for everything because he's a student and she works, and he's also on dating apps. She has repeatedly caught him trying to find other women to replace her, and she's kind of desperate to get married, and he doesn't want to marry her because he says that the parents, his family was not going to approve. The guy is Chinese and the woman in question is Russian. As if that wasn't triggering enough, the relationship has strong femdom elements and abusive ones, in the sense of he's into several femdom practices that I'm not going to describe because YouTube is family friendly now, aka censorship. And she is going along to please him without really being into it. And after I talked to her and she asked me my opinion and I gave my honest opinion, she blocked me. My opinion was not autistic without filter. It was phrased very politely, as much as you can be polite when you say something bad, that this is not healthy. That's what I said essentially. And that started spiraling me. I started to think about my own life to compare with what is going on with femdom. We have hit the 3-month mark ever since I publicly announced that I quit femdom because it's damaging my mental health. And the harassment, stalking, playing dumb, and other baiting comments are on a daily basis. I still get people saying, the 2 comments that bother me the most, the comment number 1 is, it's so sad that you quit femdom, and comment number 2 is, it's a shame you quit femdom. When I say on my video very clearly and in details that if I think about it, I didn't really owe anyone an explanation about my failing mental health at the time, but I always try to do what I promised when I first started YouTube, to be honest with my fans. So it wasn't easy for me to make a video and essentially say that my mental health is being negatively affected by abuse, harassment, and stalking, and post it online for everyone to see when it's going to be there forever. And then hearing it's a shame you quit and it's sad that you quit. What exactly is shameful or sad to you? That I prioritize my mental health over your small you know what? I was wrong about many things, and I've taken the decision that I'm going to start reversing what I did the past 2 years that I used to call a mental self-development, mental growth, whatever you want to call it, because it was all crap that actually set me back. And I think the person I used to be when I was 16 or 18 or 19, the person that everyone ganged up against and told me that you'll never be anything, that you're ugly, that you're fat, that you're stupid, that you're autistic, and that you're above all talentless. That person was a strong and healthy person, and watered down version of me is a loser. I say it on the internet, I consider myself a loser right now. And people are going to say you have an alpha femdom persona, and you say that? Yeah, because it's alpha, to be honest. I'm not going to be one of these YouTubers that they make a video about their makeup or trying snacks or whatever. We are here to talk real shit. Okay, I've become a loser because of my own practices. And that's time to change. What do I mean by that? First two mistakes that I've done, and I commit to never doing again, is I'm never again going to befriend a person who doesn't have any other friends. I used to be friendless for a very long time because I was locked up in a house. I didn't have a vehicle. My mother was taking all of my money growing up. I was in places where my immigrant features were seen as different and there was a lot of bullying, and I was female. So because of all of that, I tend to have sympathy towards people who don't have any friends and think that maybe their circumstances are like mine used to be, and how I wish there was someone to reach out and be my friend. I should do for them what was never done for me when I was growing up. Big mistake. It seems that what happened to me was rare, thank God, and that most people who don't have friends for a good reason. Like that woman that she's paying the guy to date her out of desperation, and then she asks you the truth, you tell her the truth, and she blocks you. Because she told me that all of her friends in the past just cut her off and they're awful people. They just got married and had kids and moved on with their lives, or they went to study, and they don't like her because she's different. No, they don't like you because you're selfish and because you're paying someone in an extremely toxic relationship. So next time I'm going to see someone as a potential friend, they need to have at least one more friend. I don't care about their gender, I don't care about their religion, I don't care about their age. You need to have one more friend. Thing number 2. I was wrong about everything that had to do with femdom, mostly everything, at least paid femdom, and I was victimized. And the first step towards stop being victimized is acknowledge there is a problem. And the second step is trying to warn other people to not fall into the same trap you fell. I've done the first step by stepping away from the toxic scene. The second step is I was also a very oppressed person in my life growing up. I was not allowed, not like explore sexuality in obsessive, patriarchal, Handmaid's Tale, East European, horrible culture. Like what? Not being heterosexual, damnation. Wanting to do anything else than just get married, preferably a virgin, to the first guy that shows interest and be like a slave wife raising slave kids. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Your parents failed to raise you. So I had a lot of anger towards all of this society that doesn't allow people to explore their sexuality, that men are not allowed to show any weakness, men are not allowed to even be bi-curious, that people who have fetishes are being treated as freaks, and I wanted to be part of the solution. Like I wanted to help make people more open-minded. That originally was not a bad thing. The problem is that the biggest scam that I witnessed in my life is that paid femdom is not that. Paid femdom is not encouraging people to explore their sexuality or making friends or exploring your own sexuality. It is essentially you becoming an instrument for other people to groom and abuse and essentially project their own lack of control of their lives into you by controlling you. And the biggest problem in this is not the subs. The biggest problem is also the dominatrixes and the masters who actually lie. They lie, and if you see all the blogs online, all the forums online, oh, I'm a mistress and I love my life and I make this ton of money and I'm amazing and all of my fans love me and I love them, we never have any problem. Then why are these people quitting right and left? Why are there so many mistresses addicted to alcohol and drugs or having eating disorders or self-destructing in general? Before I got into this world, I was under the basement impression that people who have addiction problems often end up doing some kind of prostitution or sex work because that's all they can do. And do you want me to tell you something shocking? That I know a lot of people who didn't have any addiction and didn't have any kind of such problems, and they developed none after they became femdom goddesses. For me, I already had plenty of problems. I didn't even need to look for problems to develop, like my autism and my obsession and a borderline disorder and all that. They existed. They just got intensified. But I know people who were much more normal and healthy than me, and they developed addiction and mental illness because they couldn't cope. And why couldn't they cope? Because the process is not essentially exploring each other fetishes. It's grooming. It's, I'm going to throw you some money to talk to you, and then you're going to see how amazing I am, and then we're going to be moving in together, and you're going to be my 24/7 goddess, and I'm going to be your living sub or your living sissy, and so on. And do you know what's really scary? What's really scary is that it's been 3 months, which is a pretty long time if you think about it for someone to announce quitting, And I still have people contacting me from the past and not accepting that I quit. So I'm thinking, if I actually dated any of these people, it would be 3 months and they still wouldn't accept the breakup, they would still stalk me. If someone tells me that I quit, my favorite actor, my favorite YouTuber, my favorite author, I'm going to be sad for a day, and then I'm going to say, I supported this person, and I continue to support them in their new path if that is what makes them happy. That's what a fan is. You want what's best for the person you admire. You don't want the person to exist as an instrument for your gratification. I have people every day sending me messages and saying, it's sad that you quit, and it's a shame that you quit. When I put my reasons into a video that I didn't even have to make at the end of the day. I didn't even have to say my mental health is failing me. I did it because I always said I want to be honest to my fans, to the people who pay my bills, to the people who take time out of their lives to watch me. So I wanted to be honest. I didn't want to be the mistress that she has a mountain retreat when there is no internet and she quit. So what exactly is sad or shameful to you that I prioritize my mental health? I started to think that a lot of these people are in dire need of mental help, and I don't care if that makes me lose money. I don't care if that makes me look bad. I don't care if people are going to send me, your videos make me cry again. If my videos make you cry, please watch someone else if you don't want the truth. The truth hurts sometimes. Consider it tough love. The other thing that I have started to have difficulty cope with is the, are you a guy? I've been asked this all of my life. I was born with a vagina for the last time. I have an androgynous appearance that I didn't choose. God chose it for me, a higher bar, whoever you want. I'm not going to apologize for that. And what makes me really sad is, what if I really was a guy transitioning? What if I was a male who wants to transition into a female? Why are you so obsessed with it? Why is what is between my legs determining my value as a human being? Why is that important enough to you to waste my time writing comment after comment and asking me? This shows that the people who write this, they will never be anything. If your priorities are so wrong that you're obsessed over some stranger's genitals on the internet, my condolences. We have to conduct a funeral soon for your life that has died and you're sleepwalking as a zombie. I'm done being nice now. I'm not going to respond to this nonsense. And honestly, personally, there are a lot of people, and some of them I find very attractive, that I'm not sure if they are male or female or what pronouns they use. I'm not going to message them and harass them. Because that's, I don't know, rude, stupid, wrong, none of my business. What do you want to call it? I realized that if you have to pay people to fake that they like you, there is something terribly wrong with you. Like, it's terribly wrong with that girl that she's paying that Chinese guy to have sex with her, to pretend to be her boyfriend, and then she hopes that he's going to marry her. I've been married more times than I should have. The times that I should have been married were 0, because marriage is a stupid thing since love doesn't have permanence. That's a topic for a different video, but I know from my dating experience that I didn't pay the guys to date me. And I know from my professional experience that the guys that they pay me to pretend to like them, I don't like them. Because if I did, they wouldn't have to pay me. How difficult is that? So I understand going through a difficult period and feeling that you want to talk to a cam girl, you want to have a session with a goddess, a fleeting thing here and there. That's human. And you know something, that's a service at the end of the day. I'm not going to blame someone for using it as a service. Sometimes you need it, okay. And I needed the money. The money helped me get away from the monsters. So I'm grateful in that sense. What is not okay is to try to turn the service and the fantasy into a reality and abuse the person when they don't play along. Getting paid to provide a fantasy isn't the same as getting paid to be sexually harassed. And it has gotten so bad that even on my witchcraft channel, Witchcraft and Spirituality, I get weirdos who message me trying to flirt with me, like, what the hell? Why are you doing this? I feel that we have lost common sense in the millennial generation. For me, the Zoomers are better than the millennials, and even the Generation X is better than the millennials, because the percentage of sane people that I meet in those two generations is much higher than the boomers and the millennials. It's like, this is crazy town. Welcome to crazy town with these people. We have reached an era where people became products to be bought and sold even way more than before, and that is presenting as empowerment. It wasn't, I did a lot of things that they were not dignified. A lot. I'm sure plenty of them are recorded. And I used the money to buy dignity of some other sort. That I needed the money so that I won't go back to my mother to abuse me physically, sexually, financially, mentally, and any other way you can, and recruit other people in the process. If you ask how can a female sexually abuse you, this would be topics for videos that I honestly don't know where to post because YouTube is not going to accept them. But let me tell you, it is possible. It's possible also to have extreme emotional incest with you, which is also very damaging. And that doesn't happen only to females, it can happen to males as well. The enmeshed mother-son relationship. So I did undignified things online to get money to buy dignity in real life. That doesn't mean I'm going to call the things that I did online empowering. They're not. Having money in my pocket, yeah, that's very empowering. Because that gives me the choice to say, no, I'm not going to live with you in the same house. I'm not going to pay your bills. You're not going to take my money like you used to do, like when I was a kid, and so on. So don't buy the idea that the people who do that are empowered. Anyone who is in financial need is not empowered. Power starts from money, first and foremost. Money and having physical and mental health as much as you can. And last but not least, something on a funnier note, I have been smelling detergent on my channel lately, and that is because a legendary washed up YouTuber has been desperately trying to contact me, and I'm leaving this message for the end in case he's still stalking and he watched this entire video. I got messages from fake accounts saying, why don't you upload the videos that you used to film about a specific individual? I'm going to give you the short story because I don't want to make this video too long. And I'm going to say it on like a very personal way because I know he's going to see it. I don't upload the videos about you because I don't care about you. I don't even hate you. If you want them, I'm so sure you have them saved on some Google Drive like you hoard everything else from many other YouTubers, like hiding in my room, and upload them anywhere you want. You have my blessing. I really don't care what people are going to say about me, what people are going to think about me because of these videos, because unlike many people, I own up to the things that I do. And I said, I never do or say anything online that I would really hate to see it posted by someone else because I don't like people to try to blackmail me. So the people who harmed me, the people who told me that I'm too ugly, I'm a sewer rat, I am, what else did they say? Some filthy immigrant, that I'm some ugly trans guy, like the transphobia on my channel, like, oh my God. The Christian people who wish me to get raped and killed, although as much as I used to be Christian, I know this is not what the Bible says we should do. All of these people have one thing in common. They will never be anything. So sometimes in the hard days, I take solace thinking that these people will just perish, nobody's eventually, if it's not the virus that will kill them, if it's not the financial disaster that is going to follow the virus that will kill them, eventually there will be nothing. Because that's what happens, not because I curse you, but because when you waste your energy with escapism, with hating, and with not addressing your own elephants in your own room, you will not progress in life. So I don't know why this person tries to contact me after all of these years to say to upload his videos. This person is a very, very sad, closeted homosexual. I've genuinely reached a point that I'm very proud of, where I almost feel pity because I understand what it is to be too scared to find love because you're financially dependent on other people. So I think that by the time these people die and leave him the inheritance that he wants, he's going to be far too old, obese, and decrepit to find any kind of man to be in love with. And for that, I'm genuinely sorry. I know you were never my friend. I considered myself your friend. So please don't message me anymore. Forget I exist. And if you want the videos about you, you can post them to any kind of dusty corner on the internet you want. Because no one cares about that, not even me. And that was the final nail in the coffin. Thank you for watching.